Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are here to reconcile the budget for the month of July. Now obviously I did this like on August the 1st. However, I'm just now getting around to filming because your girl life has been in shambles. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be talking about our to-dos, our major to-dos that we wanted to get done for the month of July, our goals, our major money goal, and if we met that major money goal. And then we're going to talk about like our actual budget, how much money we brought in, how much our expenses were, all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into today's video. Okay, so one of our first major money goals was to send our friends an anniversary gift. We did that. We did renew my domain and my website, which take place every year. We also paid for our business subscriptions. Again, I mentioned in the first video, the July monthly budget, that I also wanted to kind of like comb through those subscriptions. So I did get rid of one that was, I really liked it, but it was also kind of like pointless. So I got rid of that. And then I also did buy a door hanger or wreath. And I don't think I've shown you guys that. So I'll do like a little home decor update situation so you guys can see that. It's kind of like not holding up and I'm kind of regretting the purchase. It's cute, but I feel like the weather is not working out with the wood and whole situation. So I'll show you what that looked like. And I did not buy kitchen rugs because I just kind of got tired of looking for them and I was just over it. So I moved on with my life. But those are all of our to-dos for the month of July. Now let's talk about our goals. Okay, so our first goal was to save $4,200, which happened to also be our major money goal. We actually did not meet that goal, you guys. We saved about $3,700. So as you can see, we're a little short, and we'll talk about like how we're gonna shake out that. If you're new here, then you might not know that July was supposed to be the month that we had the income. We had saved up the income to pay off my husband's student loans. We're still gonna pay off the loans, but I just wanna share with you guys what we're gonna do now that we're over budget, or that we didn't stick to the budget. The next goal was to stay below my personal allowance, which I did. I think I spent 96. I'll get to the exact number momentarily, but I think I spent 96 of the 100, so check for that. And I did not find the P.O. box key, but I did order another one. I did not get my work reimbursement, but when I did, I didn't go to work for like a month physically. I'm like going over there. So when I did finally go over there earlier this week, I asked about it and the check was being written. So I'll actually get that in August. We did pay the minimum payment for my husband's student loans on July 1, and we did pay our taxes, and we actually got our little refund from the state of Georgia for like $43. So I guess we overpaid, which that's not, I mean, I didn't write the check wrong. I wrote the check based on what the CPA told us, but maybe for whatever reason, you know, I don't know, we were due a little refund, so we got a $43 refund. And yeah, that was pretty much it for our goals. So moving on to our major money goal. Our major money goal was of course to save $4,200. We saved $3,700. And let's go ahead and like talk about the actual budget, for which case I can talk to you about like how we're gonna rectify that situation. Okay, so for our total income, this $84.50, which is what we budgeted, was going to be the money that I got from my full-time job, the money that my husband got from his full-time job, our net income, and also our business income. Of course, moving forward, especially in this month, which it is August at the filming of this video, I am going to be having like a completely separate business budget, if you will, and I'm just gonna be paying myself everything minus the operational activity, so the business expenses and what we're saving for taxes. So we've kind of, it's just like hopefully it's going to be a more fine-tuned way of doing things, especially as we try to move forward with some of our next financial goals. I think it's going to just be better off, but essentially this was going to be you know, the $84.50 consisted of full-time job income and business income. So we actually brought in more. We brought in $9,312, which is almost $1,000 more, but we actually spent a whole bunch of money in the month of July as well. So, you know, we didn't save an extra $1,000, which you would think would be the case, but it just didn't happen that way for us. So let's go ahead and talk about like the actual bills and expenses. Our mortgage was of course as budgeted at $1,471.46. I meant to mention this in a previous video, but I think it got cut off. It's not a secret, but our mortgage company is New American Funding, and that was just the preferred lender whenever we were purchasing this house. So that's kind of why we went with that. Otherwise, I'd make like a whole video about it if you know, I had some, you know, further information to share about why we picked that particular mortgage company, but literally it was because that was the preferred lender. Our security is through Vivid. It actually came in at $1.47. I must have gotten another referral code, or referral credit. So shout out to anybody out there who may have used my referral code. So we didn't have to pay $51.47, but rather $1.47 because we got $50 off because the referral credits are $50. Next up, we have electricity. We already knew what the bill was going to be, $168.42, and that's what it was. We have Georgia Power, of course, because we live in Georgia. Although I would assume, I mean, I'm not like a Georgia connoisseur. I've only lived here 5 years, but I would assume Georgia Power services all of Georgia, but we do have Georgia Power. Next up, we have phone. So we were originally budgeting $71.50, but as I mentioned, I ran out of data, which is quite rare, but realistically, our internet's it's honestly weak until it comes to uploading videos, and then I don't know, it has good sense when it comes to that. But otherwise, for like streaming purposes and whatnot, even though it's the fastest internet, that package that they have, I believe, it's through AT&T, and it's kind of garbage. And so honestly, I really don't use the Wi-Fi that much. So between that and traveling and all of that, I did run out of data. So I upgraded my plan to unlimited data. So I had to pay more. So that's why we ended up paying $131.50. But moving forward, our bill will be $86.50. Next, we have cable/internet. And for the last couple of months, I've been trying to figure out what the actual amount is going to be every month. And it looks like it's going to be $129.34 because I just got the bill for August, which would be the third month in a row that the bill is $129.34. So I'm assuming that's what it's going to be moving forward. Whenever you start up, like you switch companies and whatnot, there's a lot of like them giving you free channels, and then you have to like be sure to cancel them, and it's a whole bunch of that. But I think I've canceled all the channels that we don't like, all the extra stuff. So I think it's looking like moving forward, $129.34 is what our bill is going to be. Next up, we have water/sewer. I budgeted $60, but the bill is actually going to be $68.76, which I think is interesting because I've gotten the August bill and it's going to be less than $60. So I think that the sprinkler system is literally on right now, and I guess it's just going to be a matter of, you know, how much we're washing clothes. I mean, obviously, but like how much we're running the sprinkler system. So I would assume maybe it's going to be like $50 or so is what it's gonna shake out to being every, like the average maybe for each month. I don't know, I'm just trying to provide some insight if you're looking to move into a house. A person contacted me before I moved into this community because somehow like her coworker watched my channel. Somehow she reached out to me and was telling me about like the community and what she pays for water, and all of the information was basically right up my alley because I'm a person who does a budget. So I was super interested in knowing all of that information, but I'm thinking it's gonna be like $50 a month. So for my allowance, I'm actually under at $94 of a $100 budget. So I'm super proud of myself for that. But like I mentioned, I just don't have a lot of, there's not really a lot of like frivolous spending that I want to do. Like I mentioned before, I just want to purchase for my house. That's pretty much it. But moving on to my husband's allowance, he spent $303.63 of a $100 budget. I feel like his spending is out of control, but we fixed it. So, you know, if you watch the August budget, then you can see like one of our small steps that we're gonna be taking to try to remedy this situation. We've been budgeting since we've been married, and that's almost 4 years. And, well, 3.5 years. And I've never known him to spend $300 in 1 month. But I will say his family was in town. So like, you know, he went to a gun range and he went bowling and all kind of stuff. So like, that's pretty much the cause of it. But so I'm not really tripping about it, but yeah, that's a lot of money. Next up, we have donations/gifts. And this is just for the small miscellaneous spending for like donations/gifts. We were budgeting, we budgeted $150, but we ended up spending $289.54. I don't know what half of this stuff is, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I think we took somebody out to eat and covered their meal or something. And then there's some other stuff on here too, but I don't really recall what all of that was for. But again, that's just for that small miscellaneous giving. Next we have toiletries. We budgeted $50, we spent $128.28. I see Dollar General. I'm trying to, Bath and Body. What is BBW? Bed Bath and Beyond. We bought some stuff from Walmart, Publix, toiletries from somewhere else, Dollar General, Target. So that's kind of where our toiletry money went, which obviously we're way over budget and I can't really recall what we spent all the money on, but that's just what the situation is for toiletries. Next we have beauty. We budgeted $15, which would have been for my husband's haircut. He didn't get a haircut, so we spent $0, and I didn't do any beauty. I did some beauty, but it came from my allowance. So I didn't do any other beauty outside of that for the month of July. Next we have business, which like I said, you won't see that in the budget moving forward, but we budgeted $400 for business for the month of July. We actually ended up spending $784.93. I did kind of under budget because I didn't really take into consideration that my renewal for my website is like $120 alone. Kind of like participated in a sale, for which case I had a lot of business in the month of July, so I had to purchase a lot more products or supplies to create the product. So that's kind of what happened for business. Next we have house. We budgeted $150, we spent $241.95. I see Target on here, Burlington, and then some other situations on here. But remember, we're not over budget in house technically because I sold a bunch of stuff in June to include our coffee table that we had, and then I took the proceeds and spent the money in July for the new coffee table. So it looks like we're over budget, but really we're not. Next up we have miscellaneous. We budgeted $100, we spent $168.68. I do know my husband had like car troubles and such, so that came out of the miscellaneous category. We didn't have anything for health in the month of July, but we are gonna have health in the month of August, yay. And I have a medical bill, 2 medical bills, one of them's a dental bill. Next up we have gas for our cars. Budgeted $120, spent $81.26. So I was trying to keep track of who was spending, but I obviously didn't do a good job. But I think my husband did 3 fill-ups and I did 1. Next we have car insurance. That isn't due again until December, so we budgeted $0, we spent $0. Next we have health insurance. That's just for my husband because I have a dental plan at work. His company isn't big enough to where they need to have a dental or a health plan, and so he is on my dental and my vision, and we pay for his health insurance separately. Next we have life insurance. We budgeted $42.19 for the both of us. That's what we spent. Food/dates, we budgeted $540, we spent $988.05. Again, my husband's family came to town. You know, stuff comes up and we want to be able to participate in things. I don't want to say I can't do X, Y, and Z because I'm on a budget or because it's not in the budget. Like, that's crazy to me. So, but I just really, that is one pet peeve that I have, is that sometimes when like random stuff comes up, then it just throws our budget for a loop. But again, my husband had a great time in July. It actually rolled into August. So I think his cousins were here for like 4 days. So I think it rolled into August. So August, I don't know what August is looking like exactly. We're not over budget in any categories, of course, but some of the shenanigans did move into August. Oh, that's the thing. My little cousin and my best friend like randomly decided to come down. Essentially, they were gonna come in August, they came in July. That is probably why the donation/gifts is up, and that is probably why, you know, the food/dates is up, because we took care of pretty much all of that. Like, I think they only pay for their food once, and that's our hope, is that when people come to visit us, you know, we can like pay for most of the stuff, you know, at least the food. That is why we had visitors in July. That is why July looks like it's out of control, and it kind of is. Next up we have my student loans. We didn't make a payment because they are in a virus forbearance. We did put a minimum payment on my husband's student loans, which was $295.20. That brings us to our savings. We were supposed to save, per this particular budget, per how much we needed to put in our student loan fund to pay off my husband's student loans, we needed $4,204.48, but per the budget, what was left over after budgeting for everything else, we were gonna save $4,216.81. We ended up saving roughly $3,705.23. So a little bit shy of meeting our goal, but not to worry. Like I mentioned to you before, we have to make this payment by September the 30th because that's when his loans will start accruing interest again, and we haven't worked for the last 3 or 4 months to be able to save the money to not actually like make the payment. So September 30th, or a couple days before that, of course, because you know we want the payment to clear and whatnot, before the loans come out of the forbearance, is our actual deadline, but we're thinking we'll make the payment in August. I know some of you guys are waiting, and I've been telling my husband, because he's like in no rush to do anything ever, except for he needs to be on time to appointments. Like he doesn't like people waiting on him, but like professionals, I guess. But I'm kind of like, let's make the payment, and he's kind of like whatever. But anyway, long story short, what will happen is if we don't make the payment until August something, we can just take $500 or whatever the amount is from our actual August budget, just because I anticipate we're always going to bring in more income. Or if we don't make it to September, we'll for sure be able to, you know, have that $500-600 or whatever by then. But otherwise, you know, we can realistically just pull the money from our savings account, the savings account that's not for student loan money, and make the payment. So I don't know what we're gonna do, but I'll keep you guys posted. Again, that should be coming really soon. I'm kind of like anxious to make it, but realistically, you know, the payment's gonna be made either way, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so that is how we did for the month of July. Little rough, but you know, we brought in that extra income, which was great. I do have some sponsorship opportunities coming up, which is even greater, but I probably won't get paid. I just anticipate not getting paid until the month out, the month after the content is posted, because that's normally how it works. So I don't know if I'm gonna get any of the sponsorship money in August or September or what have you, but I am anticipating, all of that to say, I am anticipating bringing in a little more than what we did budget for the month of August. So that is it for our July budget. Definitely let me know in the comment section how you guys did in the month of July, or like what your major money goal was, or what your major, you know, financial goal was. I would love to hear that. Keeps me motivated. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.